watching us on YouTube. If you are watching us on Facebook, you're probably on the Crafty Gemini business page. So you can watch us on either of the two platforms whenever we go live. Just a quick reminder that we go live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, as well as every Friday at 7 p.m., which is, if you're watching live, where we're on right now. So I'm coming to you from my home studio here in North Central Florida. And if you're new to my channel or my page, welcome. I like to do all the things from sewing to quilting to knitting, crochet, long arm quilting, hand quilting, organic gardening. We do all kinds of stuff here. So if you're new to my channel and this is the kind of stuff that you like, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and like the Facebook page so you can get notifications of when I'm on live. Let's take a second real quick and recognize some of our friends that are tuning in from all over the world. We got Barb tuning in from California. She's saying we got a lot of people from Illinois in the house. I'm in Florida. I think I mentioned that. Hi, Wendy, tuning in from Canberra, Australia. Sharon, Chattanooga, Tennessee is in the house. We got some people from Colorado. Hi, Teresa. Hey, Margie from Wisconsin. Awesome, awesome. Well, welcome, everybody. I hope that you can hear me and see me fine. We do not have a flash sale for you. I know a lot of you had already DM'd me asking me what was the deal tonight so that you can get in on it. Because as you know, when we do host and post flash sales, they sell out super quickly. So no flash sale today. We are still catching up on the mystery boxes that we did in previous weeks of the quilting cotton mystery fabric boxes, as well as the stretch knit fabric boxes. So a quick reminder on that. If you're on the wait list for either one of those boxes, we are contacting you every couple of days. We message another group of y'all on the wait list because I have employees here working almost every single day, bundling, cutting fabric, and putting them in so that we can pretty much give everybody a chance to get in on one of these mystery boxes. So I know before we went live, I emailed another batch of like 50 and 30 people on each of the wait lists. So if you're still waiting for those, no worries. I will tell you, I got a huge order today from Art Gallery Fabrics. So my team and I will be cutting fabric all weekend, and we will ship again more mystery boxes next week. So more of those are coming. Awesome. Hey, everybody, I have so many comments coming in. So another reminder, I answer questions on these live chats as I can get to them. Obviously, if I'm doing a demo, it's a little bit harder to keep my eyes on the chat as well. So if I ever don't get to your question, you can email our customer service team, or if you come back again for another live chat, just go ahead and try again, okay? All right. Let's see. Oh, hi, Barbara. She says she ordered hers. Laura says that's a nice top. Thank you, Laura. This is, can anybody guess? I feel like I wear just different iterations of the exact same pattern every week, y'all. Let's see if anybody can guess in the chat. Lee says she likes my shirt as well. I'm going to give y'all a second. The fabric is double brushed polyester spandex. You can see how super duper stretchy it is. It's raining right now here in Florida, or maybe it has stopped, but the temperature is cooling off a lot. We're going to be back into the 20s and 30s this weekend in Florida. I'm in North Florida, so that's why it gets cooler up here. All right. Yep. Audrey says the Westchester Dolmen top. You got it, girl. So this is my pattern. It's called the Westchester Dolmen top. I feel like I talk about this every time I go live. But it is a dolmen pattern. You probably can't see it here because there's a big flower right there. Maybe on this side. So there is no shoulder seam. Okay, the sleeves are not separate. This is the hack, whoops, for making it long sleeved. Okay, so the shirt itself is usually about a 3/4 sleeve, and the neckline, I don't think I did anything to the neckline, but this was the shirt that I made in the hack for my Westchester Dolmen top hack pack course. It's basically a bundle of classes where I show you 6, I think, different hacks on how to hack the original pattern. So yes, this is the long sleeve hack. Super comfy, and it's made out of DBP, so it's lightweight. It is a polyester spandex, but lightweight, long, and enough to keep me warm here in Florida. Okay, so that's that. And if anybody wants to download the pattern, it's a free PDF pattern that I designed. It includes women's sizes, small, medium, large, XL, 2XL, 3XL. So it has 6 sizes, and you can find that at craftygemini.com, and then just / Westchester Dolmen top. You can also just type in Google Crafty Gemini Dolmen top. It'll pop right up for you. It's a free PDF download. We also sell the hard copy pattern, and there's a 7-part free video series walking you through step-by-step how to make it, okay? So that's that. Donna says the fabric is lovely. Thank you. It is a DBP that I had a couple years ago. We don't have this fabric anymore, but It was fun to make it. Hi, Lori. She's tuning in late, but hi from sunny California. Welcome, welcome. So for tonight, since we don't have a flash sale, I did want to catch you up on kind of what's going on. I have a little giveaway planned for the end of the chat tonight, so we probably won't be on as long as usual just because there's not that much stuff. I will tell you what's been going on and why I don't have that many projects in the works in a minute. So I gave y'all the update on the mystery boxes. If you're on the wait list, just hold on. We are emailing you. Check your email daily to make sure that it's not your turn to grab one yet. I got a big order of fabric from Art Gallery. I mentioned that, and most of it is quilting cottons. And you know Art Gallery fabrics are so luscious. So we're going to be cutting those up into the mystery boxes. Now, the next thing that's up is the Clammy Quilt Club. But before I get to that, let's actually go ahead and get this camera angle, and I'll show you a couple projects and updates that I wanted to give you before we get to the clammy stuff. All right. Let me get the other angle. Oh, you're listening to me on the audio. Just waiting for the camera to switch. That's all right. So we did go ahead and restock the Durafuse. It's frozen. That's not the shot that I have here. You want me to unplug it? Yeah. Okay. It froze up on us. There we go. So we did go ahead and restock the Durafuse. Now the Durafuse, I pulled this off of my wall so that I can show you all the mini quilt. Yeah. So this is the mini quilt that I made last week, not this past Whip Wednesday, but Whip Wednesday number 19. I basically took a simple block that I had that was by itself, not in a quilt yet, and I turned it into a mini quilt that I hang on my wall. So if you missed this, or maybe you have lonely little blocks like this one and you want to turn them into mini quilts, go ahead and watch Whip Wednesday number 19, and I walk you through the steps. Now, the interfacing we used here, I'm not going to talk too much about it because the entire episode was on that, but you can see how crisp and flat it hangs, okay? So that is this interfacing, this Durafuse, and we just restocked it. We received a huge order yesterday. So if you were waiting on the Durafuse or you were waitlisted, make sure you check it out because it's back on the site, okay? So that is that one. Then I had this mini quilt that it's kind of like a mini quilt, but it's really a baby quilt. I haven't given it yet as a gift because I haven't finished it. But this is a 5-inch slicer quilt that I made with my 5-inch slicer ruler. And if you've been watching me here on our lives, this was a Whip Wednesday from way back last year. I finally put it on the frame and I quilted it with my brand new Handy Quilter long arm quilting machine. Okay, and so I did some quilting in some of them, some I didn't because I was using a gray thread. So I just decided to quilt in some spots, just like back and forth little swishbacks. And then here I did some like wavy lines with some swirls. And then on this side, I just did like some cursive letters, E's and L's. You can probably see that. Yeah, I think you can see it somewhat. But yeah, so I did that there, and I was just playing around with the gray thread just to get it done. So this one is done and off the frame. I love it. And I did use a glide thread for this because when I posted pictures on Facebook and Instagram, people had asked me what thread I use. And actually, I was just telling my husband, I think for next week's Whip Wednesday, we're going to be over on the Moxie long arm, and we'll talk a little bit about thread and play around with some designs, okay? I got a new tripod that I'm going to play around with this weekend so that I can twist it onto the handles of the actual long arm, so I think that will work good because I know a lot of you have been messaging me about wanting to see more videos on the long arm machine, okay? Hi, Laurie. Don't worry, you're late. Thanks for tuning in. If anybody else is tuning in late, I'm Vanessa, the Crafty Gemini, and I go live twice a week here on the Crafty Gemini YouTube channel as well as on Facebook, okay? Wednesdays at 1 Eastern and Fridays at 7. So this is the baby quilt. I need to figure out which fabric I'm going to use for the binding so that I can finish that up. But anyways, I just wanted to show y'all that I got it off the frame. Okay. Let me grab my little notes. Now, look what I've been working on. I know so many of you are waiting for the Clammy Quilt Club to launch, and I've just been taking more notes, trying out all the different blocks in different ways, playing around with different seam allowances, 1/4 inch, chunky 1/4 inch, scant 1/4 inch, so that I can have a full cheat sheet for y'all when you do end up joining the Quilt Club, so that we can move forward with our quilting, right? With sewing curves. So this is the clammy ruler. This is going to be my next online quilt club. This a ruler is designed by my friend Latifa Safir from Latifa Safir Studios, and this is the 10-inch. This ruler comes in 4 sizes, 6-inch, 8-inch, 10, and 12. We're gonna be using the 10 just because it's like that good middle range spot so that you're not working with teensy little curves and smaller pieces of fabric, but not the biggest one either. So you can see this is the quarter circle template. So flat. Look how all these curves lie nice and flat, super smooth. So I've mentioned before that when I launch this club, it's going to be an online-based quilt club featuring this ruler, and I believe we have restocked some of the rulers. We'll have kits for those of you that end up joining and want to get a whole bundle together. We'll have that for you. Look here, this little sample that I made, and I just been playing around with the solids. This is the half circle template. Okay, there's full circle ones as well, and I have the quilts here. Let me grab this one and the full circle one. Just to show y'all, because I know we have some new people tuning in that maybe are not familiar. So here is the orange peel template that you can make or that you can cut out in piece with the same ruler. All these things are made with the same ruler. And look at these circles. I love these, and the colors are so chic and modern looking. Isn't that awesome? So this is not applique. It's pieced in there just like all the other pieces. So we're going to cover every single way the different blocks that we can make with the clammy ruler, okay, in the club. And we're going to be making mini quilts because you're going to learn the techniques for cutting each one, how to use it, because I know like stuff like this, if you look at the ruler, it can be super confusing because there's so many lines. You don't know for which block where to line things up. So I'm going to break everything down for you. But I will say, because we get this question anytime I mention this upcoming club, it's not going to be for beginners, okay? This is going to be for like a really confident, super confident beginners, or more leaning into the intermediate, because as you probably know, sewing curves is not, I mean, it's easy once you have a few things down and you can be consistent with how you're guiding the fabric pieces through. But of course, to get there and have successful results with the curves, you got to cut really accurately. Okay, so if you're a beginner, maybe you still, you know, have like off cuts with your rotary cutter and stuff, you're going to end up giving yourself more problems if you're taking cuts that don't measure correctly and then sewing curves. It's, you know, it's going to be a hassle to try and fit things together if they weren't cut correctly. But anyways, I just wanted to catch all up on that and show you some of the things that I've been working on. I actually made a little sample of the orange peel, but it's not the full size yet. So I was just playing around with some of the different things, trying some different mistakes that I know some students will make. Look how cute. Imagine a whole quilt like that. So anyways, that's what I've been working on, taking notes. So if those of you that are interested in that Clammy Quilt Club, stay tuned. What I've also done is I have created a specific email list for those of you interested in signing up for the Clammy Quilt Club. So we're going to put that link in the chat for you. If you want to find out, to make sure that you don't miss out on the Clammy Quilt Club early bird sale price or anything like that, make sure that you use that link. Add your email address there, and that way we'll make sure that we contact you directly when we get ready to do that. Okay, here's another little sample piece. I just like to show this stuff because people really enjoy like long arm quilting. Even if it's not on an actual quilt, they just like to see the stuff as we're playing around with it. And because this was just a play practice piece, I thought I would show it to y'all. Isn't it fun? This is just a light blue fabric with gray thread, and I just like to doodle. I've always liked to doodle. If you like to doodle, or you did doodle a lot when you were a kid, a long arm quilting is just like the next best thing. All right. Charity says, thank you for the free pattern. She downloaded it already. That's right. This shirt pattern is called the Westchester Dolmen top, and it's one of my free PDF patterns. So here I just did some swirls, some little figure 8 things, and then I was just like echoing some W's, just playing around with some stuff and working on tension and all that. So I just thought I would show y'all that. I think it's kind of cool. So like I said, next Wednesday for Whip Wednesday number 21, we're going to be over on the long arm quilting machine. So I'm going to see what color fabric will show up best, and I'll work all that stuff out this weekend so that come Wednesday, y'all can see me play on the long arm. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and put the camera angle on my face. I'm going to answer some questions, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about what has been going on here. So I did that. I did mention that we restocked the Durafuse. We got our order in of the pattern tracing paper that I like to use. And we talked about this last time, I think. Remember that I said it's kind of awkward to ship, so we don't really ship it? So we found tubes that are longer than this, and they're gonna work. So we just have to work out the shipping stuff and everything. So stay tuned for that via email. I will let you all know as soon as we have. This is called Bozel Create a Pattern. It's my favorite pattern tracing paper. You can see it's pretty sheer, but it's still super sturdy, and I love it because of the width. I don't have to be taping 20-inch or 22-inch pieces of this together. And so I had mentioned before that if you're, making adult size clothes and you need to trace out a pattern like on the Jali patterns that we often make here, this 46-inch wide tracing paper is the bomb. So on one roll, it's 46 inches wide, and then I believe it's 5 yards on a roll. Okay? So all this, super handy. So we are going to be selling that. Finally, once we get everything worked out, we'll send out an email. Charlene says that the 10-inch clammies are sold out in our shop. That's probably right. I actually just ordered, I think, 60 or 70 more. And we will be putting kits together for the Quilt Club when we get to that. If any item is sold out in our shop and you'd like to get on the wait list, underneath where it says out of stock, you'll see a little button that says join the wait list. And you can enter your email address there. And then as soon as we restock, the system automatically sends you an email telling you it's in stock. Okay? All right, awesome. Oh, Christine says she bought some from me in September of 2019 and she loves it. Now you must have come to the shop, to the brick and mortar store, because that's the only place we were selling it then. All right, let's see. Mary says the link is not a hyperlink that takes me to a place to put my name on the list. It should just pop up like a little box asking you to put your email in the box. Okay, let's see. Maria's asking what yardage will you be selling? So the 5-yard roll of this, 46 inches by 5 yards is the one that we will have. And then let's see. Oh, okay, some of you are excited for the clammy classes. All right, so let me see if I can catch. I feel like there's a delay on the questions from Facebook and YouTube, but I will check back on that. Now, some of the other things that have been going on here is we have hired several new people, virtual helpers. One is a Pinterest manager. If y'all head over to my Pinterest page, you'll see these super cute new pins that she's been pinning for us there. And that's pinterest.com/CraftyGemini. If you didn't know, we do have a Pinterest page. We link to a bunch of projects, tutorials, and all that kind of stuff. So if you prefer to do your searches over on Pinterest, definitely look up some of my boards under Crafty Gemini over there. Then we've also hired a new video editor. So the idea is that we are going to crank out more videos for y'all here on YouTube in 2021. So of course there's going to be a little bit of onboarding time and stuff, but that is the plan. I'm quite picky with my videos and I am the only one that edits them currently. So I'm excited to have some more help so that I can film and make the videos for y'all. So if you have ideas of specific videos that you would like to see me make for the Crafty Gemini YouTube channel, go ahead and include it in the chat box below so that we can keep adding those to our super long list of tutorial suggestions that we keep. Okay. All right, so then, I've also hired someone to create my YouTube thumbnails, the graphics. If you've been to the channel page recently, you'll see that they're a lot more fun. They're more like expression faces pointing to the project that I'm making and stuff like that. So hopefully that's one of our goals this year is to kind of ramp up the views and the subscribers on our YouTube channel. So if you have crafty friends and you know I have a video on something that they want to see, feel free to share it with them. I would love that. Okay, now let's see. Let me answer a couple more questions and I'm going to talk to y'all about a serger because recently we've been getting a lot of questions and emails from y'all asking for more serger videos. And I think it's because I did a little teaser serger tutorial, a couple months ago on the headband on how to make it on a serger. So that's something I'm going to talk about in a second. Mudcat1256 is asking, what is DBP fabric? So DBP stands for double brushed polyester spandex. That's what the fabric is, DBP. And that's what this fabric is. It's lightweight. Some people find it way too hot. It's lightweight, but it's also super stretchy. So I wouldn't say that it's a beginner fabric if you're new to sewing clothes because it is so lightweight, it can kind of shift on you and move on you. But I do like how stretchy it is because it has built-in room for error. If your seam allowances are not exactly right, it'll still probably fit, right? So DBP, I would say cotton spandex is another great one. It's definitely heavier than this, or it can be, I should say. There are some lightweight ones, but that's what DBP stands for, double brush poly spandex fabric. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Maria says, yes, more serger videos, more serger videos. Okay. Let's see. Okay, great. Oh, so we're getting a bunch of suggestions. I was like looking for the question marks, but there are no questions. They are suggestions. Okay, so we will add these later. I'll have my team go through the comments and add these to our Google Drive folders. All right. Let's see. Bum, ba, bum. Let me see. Anything else? Hi, Tamara. Okay, so I see a bunch of projects that y'all want to see me make. So the sergers, I don't know, I have like 4 or 5 sergers. Some are older, some are newer. So the air threading serger, the Juki MO1000, I have a video review that I did on it. I want to say that video is maybe like 4 or 5 years old. That machine is right back there. It's the bomb. Still use it. I actually used that machine when we did our jeans making retreats, and we used them for 2 classes, for 1 full weekend of a retreat and then another weekend course, and we used that serger. All the students were making their jeans and serging it on that machine. Now that machine is upwards of $1,000 because it's an air threading machine. It's just more advanced technology. Let's leave it simple like that. Then I have also a entry-level Juki serger that is the MO104D. And I also picked up another one in Mount Dora yesterday from So Many Things. It's the MO114D. So both of these machines, MO104D and 114D, are identical machines except that the knobs are in different places. So now that I have one of each of them, we're trying to get our hands on some so we can carry them in our online shop the same way that we do with the Juki LB5020 entry-level sewing machines that y'all see me use here every Wednesday for Whip Wednesdays when I go live. And so I'm planning to do a series of tutorial videos on both of those machines because they're both great machines. I think there's maybe like a $50 price difference, but they're great entry-level machines. And so I will be kind of giving reviews on those and doing more videos on them and simple projects that you can start off making on them. So if that's something that you want to see, let us know definitely in the comments below. If you're in the market for a serger, let us know. That way we kind of get an idea as well of how many to order in. Because if we have y'all interested in purchasing the sergers from us, then we'll definitely order them in and offer free shipping like we do in the US. Are there any questions over there coming in for me that you see? All right. Oh, Linda says, I bought a serger based on the fact that it said it was easy to thread, and it is not easy for her to thread. So it can be tricky to thread a serger. That's why a lot of people love the air threading sergers, because the trickier part to thread is the upper and lower loopers, and the air threading Jukis thread that part for you with like a blast of air. You push the little the thread through, you give it some slack, and then you press a button and it goes and it just threads it for you. It's super simple. But what I have found when I teach how to use your serger class, like Serging 101 in person, is after I have my students take out their user manuals, right? Everybody has different sergers. We take out the user manual, we start threading the machines, then they thread everything, and we go through and stitch out some sample stitching. Everybody gets super excited, and then I come around with a pair of scissors and I cut everybody's thread, and I make everybody rethread again. And I find that the more you manually thread it, and I'm not talking like tying a little knot and pulling it through, if you can confidently manually thread your serger, that scary part of it completely goes away. And it doesn't take that long. It's just like threading a sewing machine like 3 or 4 times, depending on how much thread you're using, okay? Some of the older models, you do need to have those tweezers in hand because you kind of got to get behind a few different little spots to feed it in there. But some of the newer ones are really quite straightforward, okay? So that's definitely, I mean, there's so much content I can film and teach on when it comes to that. Okay, oh my goodness. Scrapping Audis says, yes, serger videos. She says she has the Juki MO114D and she's never used it. She says, I'm so scared. Oh girl, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel because when I post these videos, your mind is going to be blown. You absolutely can do it. It is not bad at all. Anne says she wants to buy a serger from us. Awesome. Thank you all so much for the feedback and for the continued support. Now, Jan is asking, is a cover stitch worth the money? So, Jan, I think you've been following me for a while. I am a big fan of stand-alone machines. And by that I mean, I'm not a fan of like a sewing / embroidery machine. Okay, I had one years and years ago, and the problem I found was that when I was embroidering something, I couldn't sew because the machine could only be doing one or the other at a time. And so I didn't like that, right? So then I just traded that machine in, or I sold it and then bought just a sewing machine. Then when I came back around to buying an embroidery machine, I was like, I need to get a standalone so that as it's embroidering, I let it do its thing. I'm still working on something else on my regular sewing machine. Then it beeps at me. I change the thread, go back to my sewing machine. So I'm a big fan for that. And what I think of, I feel like a lot of people try to stretch their budget and get something that does both, but you're being then limited to the size of the hoop and how big the designs can be. So when it comes to a cover stitch, same rule for me at least applies. I'm not a fan of a serger / cover stitch machine, okay? If I want to serge, I want to just be ready to serge. And when I'm ready to cover stitch, I want to just cover stitch. I don't want to be taking little pieces off and switching it or whatever. And I'm also not going to pay $8,000 for one that's like, snap a little thing and now it's switched over. I can buy 2 individual standalone machines for a whole lot less than that, right? So I think a cover stitch is the bomb if you sew a lot of stretch knit clothes. If you make sweatpants, leggings, pajamas, like a lot of the classes that I've been teaching in the past year or two having to do with garments, like this shirt I made and I just zigzagged the hems, okay? I like to make everything in different ways. We'll make a top completely on a sewing machine, then I'll make a top completely on the serger and cover stitch the hems. So I like to show options. If you just have a sewing machine, that's fine. You can use that for years before you feel like you actually need a cover stitch, if that makes sense. So personally, if you're asking me, I got a cover stitch right over there, and it's a Juki one, and I love it. All right. Simone says she's looking for an embroidery only machine. I see some of you are doing that as well. Brother has some good machines at the more entry level price point. I have a few standalone embroidery machines. I have an Elna. I also have a Baby Lock Spirit, which is a standalone embroidery, and I have a Brother, the old PE 770. I think they don't make that anymore. It's like a PE 800 now. But just do your research, look online, join some Facebook groups, and you'll be able to get really good feedback from people that have and use those machines all the time. All right. Connie says, yes, separate machines are the best. She says she has a combo Viking machine, and she says it's a pain to switch back and forth. So I'm going to have to agree with you on that one. All right. Okay. Oh, Marianne says she's never heard of a cover stitch machine. So let me write this down, because do y'all think that would be a good video to do where we tune in from maybe one of the back tables here and I just go through a serger and a cover stitch and stitch on both and kind of show you what the difference is? I think that might be helpful. So let me write that down. Great. A lot of the stuff that we know and we use every day, some other people that might be tuning in have never heard of it. So it's good to show what all we can do with it. Maria says you're so knowledgeable and your memory is amazing. Probably just on some things. My memory is amazing. I feel like as I get older, a lot of things tend to fly out of my mind. Okay, great. So that would be awesome. All right, so let's go ahead. We're almost coming up on the 30-minute mark. We're going to go ahead and finish off with a giveaway. All right, B. So actually, maybe I'll do it because I have all the comments here combined. Do you have them there combined too? Yeah. All right, so then you go ahead and do it. Let me show them what we're giving away first. I am giving away an entire interfacing bundle. So it's 1 pack of Durafuse, which is that crisp, non-woven, fusible interfacing, big piece. We sell it. Remember, we get a custom cut and package for us. 1 yard by 60 inches. So this is the same stuff I used to make the mini quilt hangings. Remember the crisp stuff. So for crisp bags, wallets, stuff that you want something that's more stiff and crisp, like more papery almost, this stuff. Then a pack of lightweight fusible batting, and this is fusible only on one side. I love this stuff. This is like perfect for placemats, table runners, even pillows. If you make a quilt block on the front of a pillow and you want it to still be pliable around a pillow form that you stuff inside of it, but you don't want to use regular batting and then have to quilt it, fusible, it's the bomb. And this measures 1 yard by 45 inches. Then we have a double-sided fusible batting. This is thicker and it's fusible on both sides. Now, I have featured these different products in different Whip Wednesday episodes. So if you've been tuning in every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, you probably have seen these. Okay, so this is one whole pack of the Duet Fuse. This is a double-sided fusible batting. And this one measures, again, 1 yard by 45 inches. And then one pack of the Bozal Inner Form. This is the sew-in foam stabilizer. This is the half-yard cup by 58 inches. If you've been in my bag clubs or wallet clubs, you know that we use this stuff all the time. So if you're new to bags or you want to use up some fabric scraps and try your hand at different projects, if you're the giveaway winner, this is going to be a perfect little starter bundle here for you. So if you're tuning in either on Facebook or YouTube live, we're going to go ahead and pull a name right now from the comments randomly, and then we'll just have you email us so we can mail you your little bundle. Okay, so let's go ahead and have him scroll through, just kind of go like that. Yep. And then give me a name.
Okay. I think it's moving on me. Okay. Karen Murray.
Karen Murray. So Karen Murray, you are the live winner of this entire Bozal interfacing stabilizer bundle here. Make sure to send us an email at BEA, so that's BEA, at craftygemini.com and tell us, hey, I'm Karen Murray. That was the name, right? Karen Murray. Tell us who you are and send us your mailing address and tell us, I won the Live Chat Friday giveaway tonight so we can get this in the mail for you. Okay? All right, so congratulations to Karen. I'm looking through for any last minute questions here, and I'm just going to give a quick reminder. If you're new here, I'm Vanessa, the Crafty Gemini, and I go live on my Facebook page and YouTube channel Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Whip Wednesdays. The WIP stands for Work in Progress, where it's kind of like a laid-back demo. I chat about something and I work on a project. And then Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern for either a flash sale or a live chat like we've done tonight. All right, so thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope y'all enjoy your weekend. We're about to have a punching match of categories for family game night after we get off of here. And I will hope to see you all on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Bye, everybody.